A Markz project.
Hi, I'm Markz.
It feels like forever since I've done a video involving game beasts, and I'm more than happy to be back into it. For the first video in a long time, I'm going to be ranking all the maps in the game, and I'm even going to have a featured guest that's been in my videos before more than twice, to decide which maps are the best and the absolute worst to play on. I took that guy out like absolutely dog, and I apologize if I say the phrase fighting game more than once. Enjoy. Alright, we have Aquarium. And while this, I gotta say, I really don't like this map. I think this will be our first D tier. Simply because it really, to me, on my side, it really doesn't make sense. I mean, it really doesn't make sense for this game. This game is about fighting. Who fights in an aquarium? An aquarium is for attraction. And while they did add this for attraction for part of the aquarium for the setting this holds, it really doesn't make sense for this game. There's also a giant octopus that will come in later of the map, and they made a new update to this game where the octopus will one-shot you. He will knock you out and then take you in the water. And that's really the main part of why we both hate this level, as Jay will talk about right now.
Aquarium is nothing short but very disappointing. I actually do prefer aquariums over zoos, but I have to admit that this map, with not only the spacing it has, it's okay, but the thing is, it is all but ruined because of the octopus. It does leave a pretty creative
That's what I was talking
experience, but nonetheless, it is unpredictable but not very funny as the sharks, and it's not fun to lose because you simply got grabbed by this animal, and neither is the fact that getting out of the tank is pretty hard when it tries to pull you back down. It's like a map that doesn't reward you.
And it just take advantage. Holy shit.
And of course I won, and this game has
And yeah, I think it deserves the lowest tier. We have Billboard next, and all I gotta say first is that this is a map that overlooks another map. What I'm talking about is, you see a road, that is from one of the maps we would be talking about. But one thing that really doesn't get to me about Billboard is it is another boring map. It does fit the fight aesthetic, but really this Billboard doesn't have too much to talk about. I do say one of the most funniest things I've seen is people would knock the pieces of the billboard off, and it's just so funny to see.
I think this map is very boring. And the reason for that is, well, it's a billboard. There's not much space, and it's very linear. But it does make up for at least being an okay map because of the accessibility of trying to climb up the billboard, which you can also get on the other side, which is not warranted. You really should not be doing that, but it's a very fun thing you can do. Also, you are allowed to grab any of the plates that are the platform. It's not very advised to, but it's a fun addition.
Because of all of these factors, we will have to put this at low C.
I think I'd be okay with like a top D or low C.
I was afraid you were gonna say anything other than that. Low D it, top D it goes. We have Blimp, which is one of a very creative, unique map, and it's another map where you can see Biff City in the background. I really gotta say it's boring. It's just fighting on top of a blimp, which gives you sort of a challenge. It's really bland looking, it's not very colorful, but you have to give them effort for trying to create a fun concept.
I think this is a pretty fun map. It's pretty abnormal to be able to fight on a blimp, but I think that's what I like. The creativity of being able to flop around, beat people down on a blimp, and throwing people off this map is one of the most satisfying ways to end someone in this game.
I think it deserves maybe C or maybe my second D.
This is like a B, so maybe a low B or high C.
Low B, high C. I think high C.
Alright.
Buoy. Now this is a boring map for me, but fighting on a block of ice in the middle of the ocean really is fun. And You know, it is vibrant. It is vibrant, and the buoy in the center, it really sets the mood for this game. I mean, this is a cartoon play style of a game. I really expected a map like this to be in the game.
This is one of my favorite maps. I not only love the Arctic setting, but I also love the progression this map takes. This map will start breaking into little ice pieces, and you will have to start jumping and maneuvering your way along with fighting other people, which is already a very fun and creative way of doing this. But to add on to that, we also get a unsinkable, but frankly not very useful, buoy. But it does add a little bit much more to this already fantastic map, at least to me.
I think this deserves a B tier. It's not boring enough to be put in C, but it, you know, deserves to be in the middle. So we put it at A to agree?
Yeah.
Or top B?
Low A.
Alright, low A it is. Shoots next, and to me it doesn't really interest me. I think it really doesn't fit as a map of this game. It doesn't really make sense as a map. No one really fights inside of a factory unless you would count those kind of settings in movies. This would deserve B tier. The piles of pink meat that fall down is really fun to get knocked out by.
This map isn't much to write home about. The entire reason why you play this map is, well, the shoots. But it's very dangerous and very unpredictable when you go into these shoots, because random slime will fall. Not only are there already a better settings of factories in this game, not only aesthetic-wise, but also layout-wise, this map just doesn't really have anything besides, well, the shoots.
We will put this at a B tier.
I like C.
You know what? I agree with you even more. It's top C. How about that?
Sure.
Alright. Containers is next. I gotta say, this is one of the most vibrant maps that this game has to offer. But you can look and view the detail this map has. While you would think that this isn't very vibrant, I like to concur. There's a lot of vibrancy with this map. It's very creative to fight on top of containers and get inside of them if you're good enough to. I think this is a very creative map and should go in top B or in the middle or bottom of A.
Not only do the containers add for a pretty different aesthetic towards any of the maps, but also the containers have different colors just randomly, which is a very nice touch. Something I would also like to add is the fact that getting inside of the containers does not mean that much. So I think this is a pretty low B.
Yeah, B it is. We have elevators, and I feel like this is another map that's not interesting enough. I mean, it sets the mood. It's challenging to see who can survive on the elevators the longest. You can break the glass to throw your opponents off of the elevators, or you can get on top of the elevators and take off the elevator limbs that way.
I think this is a very good map because of the way it works with the small spacing it does have. Not that an elevator off the side of a building makes any sense.
Yeah, I think top B. We have girders, and all I gotta say is this is another one of those fight maps that really makes sense for the game. It really sets the mood for the kind of game that this is. There is a background of Beef City in the background. That's something I love about the maps in this game. Sometimes the maps will show other maps in the background, like a teaser almost. While it's not very vibrant, it really, you know, makes it a good tier. It really makes it set to a good top B or maybe somewhere in A.
I actually have something to add in the background. So, along with Beef City, you can actually see a beef sign, kind of like a Hollywood sign. But something I do want to point out is that the structure of this map is very fun. Not only do you get to have a bottom layer, the top layer, which I like to just get people off of. It makes for a very fun dynamic, whether you like to be a risky player or do you want to take the safer route. But ultimately, I think this map is pretty creative. I wouldn't really expect me fighting on a girder construction site, but it's pretty fun. I think this should go in a B tier.
B tier, yes. We have Gondola next. It's another map that makes sense for a game like this because it contains that construction type aesthetic. It fits perfectly.
I actually really like this map. Not only is there at least a little fun gimmick to this map where you cross a board, cross two gondolas, but you can actually also break these gondolas and jump across.
I think it deserves a B. It deserves to be in the middle. It's not good, but it's not bad.
I think a middle B would be nice, as there's not much space to go around, and there's a lot of players. A lot of people die within the first couple seconds of the match.
Center B it will go then. This is Grind. This is one of the other factory maps, and I think it deserves top A, if not S tier. And the reason why I said that is because it's as vibrant as it needs to be. It sets the perfect atmosphere and setting for the type of game this is. I really like the fact that you can put people in the grind and kill them that way.
I think this is a pretty average map. I say above average map. I think the grinders, well, obviously made for the map, are very fun addition. As another thing that this map does very well is the spacing. While being a factory map, which is already not very, to me at least, fun idea, it makes up for it in the execution of the spacing, the grinders.
In other words, it's a balanced map.
It is actually possible to get out of the grinder and the slime.
Because of these words, we will agree on maybe top A or S.
I think top A.
Alright then. We have Incinerator, and it's another one of my favorite maps because the setting and the atmosphere is just perfect. It's another one of those maps where it's perfect for a fighting game. I think this is a perfect introduction to a golden S tier map, and the music is even goated with it.
I think this is an S tier map because, well, my favorite color of red and fire, but this also just creates for a very perfect setting. Any way you put it, there is something here for everyone. Any playstyle is pretty much available. Something to also appreciate about this map is the way they handle items. Yes, all the music is pretty awesome. The layout and just how much detail is put into this map is very beautiful. This is actually a later map that was later updated into this game, meaning it kind of gives this little advantage over many of the first simplistic maps, and it executes perfectly in any regard. I think this is a very good map.
Yes, so it deserves S2. Back to back. Lighthouse is one of the maps that you can see on other sides of the maps. It has Beef City in the background. Again, it's a lovely addition that the devs decided to put in. I think Lighthouse is one of the boring maps as there's nothing really fun to do here. You're fighting on a lighthouse and it's not really big. There's really nothing fun about it.
I think this map is also pretty boring. It's not boring, but pretty average. Not really able to go downstairs or anything, which could have been fun if there's a hatch where you actually open up the lighthouse from the inside and can throw people down there. But regardless, it is a pretty average map. Not really anywhere to run, pretty linear, still okay, but really no thoughts.
That's why I think it deserves C tier.
I think it goes there too.
Yes. Ring! And this map, I say, has got to be one of the best maps in the game. The reason why I say that is because it fits. It fits for what type of game this is. This game is a boxing, fighting, ragdoll game. This perfectly sets the mood for this game. It's a boxing ring. Well, I feel like there should have been an audience that the devs of this game should have put in. It would have made this map more alive. But I feel like it's perfect already for that aesthetic. Jay? You take it away.
I think because of the simplicity and just how perfect a map of a boxing ring is, this is an S tier simply because there's enough space for people to run around, not enough space to where everything is just cluttered up. There's enough space for any playstyle, and it's a lot of fun, especially when you're throwing people off a ring in very comedic ragdoll fashion.
I think this also deserves an S tier. Roof. This has to be one of the best maps. This map fits very well. This is a fighting game. You fight on a roof. It's perfect. This was very creative. All the devs had very good ideas. While you can't go inside the doors of the building, you can break the window and kill people that way. You can also detach the billboard signs. There's a bunch of things you can do on this map, and I think it's one of those more fun maps. Jay, you have things to add?
This map is pretty fun because conceptually, yes, a roof map is pretty standard for a fighting ground, and it's pretty fun to have this much space.
This is another map where the buildings are on the background, which I think adds to the map. If not S, I think it deserves top A.
As fun as this is in concept and execution, it can be understated just how much space there is.
So, you said what?
Middle A.
Middle A, yes, middle A. We have Subway. I think this map fits this type of game. It's a subway. People fight in subways. It happens all the time, especially in New York. This fits the aesthetic of the game, and you know, a subway is a perfect setting for a fighting game.
I really love Subway. I think this is a very great map, not only because of what Mark has previously stated, that this is a very, very accurate fighting arena, but it also makes it for a fresh new take on how you fight.
I think this map deserves an A tier.
I think this also deserves an A.
We have towers, and it's one of the most boring maps. All because there's nothing really interesting here. It's just a tower. There isn't much to play with around here. It's very bland, and there's not much in the background.
This is a very bland map, and unlike Lighthouse, it actually has way less and even more linear space. Something that does kind of make this map a little better is the bottom staircase. The bottom staircase can be used, but like I said, there's not much space here, and for that I have to give it a D. Not even a really great aesthetic either, as Mark has pointed out. There's just so many much more vibrant and better maps in Gang Beast, especially when there's already a circular map, Lighthouse, that we have already ranked.
Yeah, it's
This
a very poor
is a
map.
D for me.
Yes, I agree with D.
We have Train, which is one of the most challenging maps in the game, and the reason why I say that is because the train will derail. There's also a part where if you survive long enough, rocks will begin falling on the train. And at another moment in this map, there would be just the part of the train that we're on right now. And it's really challenging to see how long you can survive even with the rocks falling on your head, because they will knock you out and cause you to, you know, get thrown off of the map. That's not really vibrant, but the fun concept of fighting on a train is something to look forward to.
This is a okay map. Unlike other moving maps in Gang Beast, this one is probably the lowest for me, and that's not because of any of the cool ending, which does make up for the pretty bland, boring map that is Trains. Something that really doesn't hold well with me is how shaky the train is. And because of the loads of glitches that this game has, it can be very frustrating to get to point A to point B without stumbling or falling, not even because of your own clumsiness.
And this is what we were talking about, the rocks falling.
This is the addition that makes Trains unique and at least stand apart from other maps. If you do manage to get to the end, which we'll try to get here, the train completely derails, and then it is a game of whoever can stay on the tracks the longest. I would still put this in a C tier.
I will probably agree with you on that. It's a C tier. I also forgot to point out that you have to look at the devs and how much effort they put into making some of the items on the map. I think this train is very well designed. But as you said before, this will go into C, and as you can see, the train will crash. So we'll see how that works.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Here it is. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, man. Come on. You got this.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah!
How?
Let's
What?
go!
I have had mixed feelings about this map for a long time because of the sharks. The sharks look very funny. I think that the way the devs made them behave and act
is really something to laugh about and have fun with. There's also a recent update that came out where these sharks can actually one-kill you. Another fun thing about the sharks is that they randomly come out of the water when you least expect it, and I think it's really fun to play it that way. You can also see Beef City in the background. I think that is a perfect addition that the devs decided to add. It adds to the aesthetic. It's kind of a sailor map. Sailors fighting on a boat. It's one of those perfect setting maps again.
This is also a very nice and fun creative map, and along with the Beef City in the background, you can also see Lighthouse. I'd like to add on to the unpredictable nature of the sharks by saying that the sharks one shot, one kill is pretty annoying, but it can be funny because of the way they flop like a fish. I also want to add something that Mark did not talk about.
And what is that?
This map doesn't end by 30-second run time. No, this map starts to sink the boat from the low deck so that you are forced to run to the top deck, which arguably has way more space and is used arguably much more.
If I may add, that is something that I like about this map. This map instead doesn't run on a timer, but it runs on a bit of a challenge.
Also, the progression of this boat sinking not only makes for a dynamic and fun, creative, different map to play on, but it also can create some pretty funny memories. Either way, the sharks' unpredictable nature are very fun, and I'd like to put this as an S tier.
Yes, I think it deserves a low S or top A.
I definitely think middle S is pretty good.
Alright, middle S it goes then. Trucks only! Trucks only! Now, this is another one of them challenging maps. This is a map about 2 trucks, and they are different colors each time at random, and you have to stay in these trucks for as long as you can while dodging the signs that come at certain times, and while also fighting the guys and not trying to fall off the trucks. This map is an okay map. I think it deserves C. It's not very interesting or exciting, but the challenge is there.
To me, this is my favorite map in all of Game Beast. Now, multiple reasons. One, the movement is not very annoying as other movement maps, and 2, this map has something very beautiful about it, and that's dragging people onto the billboard and throwing them, or just holding them up until the billboard hits them.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to demonstrate that, but
something to also note is that the billboards have 2 modes. One's blocked off, which means you have to, and I mean you have to dodge it, or you'll get knocked down. Because of the physics, will probably die.
There's somebody inside the track.
This creates a very fun and diverse gameplay than most other maps, and I just really love it for that. You're in the back of a moving truck. No one would have expected this to be a fight in a ragdoll game. Easy S tier, but I can see where it appeals does not work for Mark. So I'd be glad with an A or top B.
I can go with you on top B. Vents is the second to last map. It's really nothing good about this map. There's just the only fun thing that happens is that there will be blades on the right and left that if you get too close to while they're active, it is certain instant death.
I disagree with Mark, and that's because this map, for how small it is, actually works well with a lot of the platform. Something I gotta take note of is the blades have 2 different modes. One of them is to propel you upward, the other mode is pulling you downward. Usually just means you're slower and you can't really control your legs.
Something that I forgot to mention with the other maps that had it is that there will be these cameras in some of the maps, and I think it's a nice detail that that Bone Loaf decided to put in some of the maps. The cameras add a sense of it adds in addition to the maps. It gives you a sense that somebody's watching you and you're fighting and you're breaking into this place where you're having a big gang fight. I will put this, I think this will be top D if Jay doesn't agree with C.
I think this is a kind of map, so I'd be okay with top B or low A, somewhere around there. Nice.
Middle B?
Middle B,
How
sure.
about second to first on top B?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wheel is next, and I really don't like this one because it's really not anything interesting to me. The Ferris wheel is some kind of interest to me, but the whole setting of this map really doesn't do anything for me. It's just a pier out in the middle of the water.
This map has actually been a lot more annoying to me as of recent. As soon as the pier starts breaking, there is a really annoying glitch where you instantly die if you're under a piece of the driftwood, which has annoyed me, my girlfriend, and also Mark. On paper, in execution, this does not really work. Yes, the Ferris wheel can be a lot of fun when you break it down. You probably get knocked out by either one of the rotating burgers, or while you're on the burger, you might fall and just plummet into the ocean. A lot of the map in the background doesn't allow your player to be seen. Something else that this map doesn't really do well on is the spacing. It's just kind of bland. There's not really anywhere to go. This is going to be a C, almost D tier for me.
I'm pretty much with you on the C tier thing. Yes, this map will go in C tier. Believe it or not, recording video footage is trial and error, and we messed up at least more than once. So here's some bloopers from behind the scenes to show for it.
Trucks is the best though.
Why do you like trucks, Ian?
Well, you're gonna hear it in the ranking.
Wow, he just tossed you that far. That's insane.
I know, with a headbutt, I know. Sounds
Not,
like virgin.
not if I win! Not if I win! Come over here, Panda.
Kill Chocolate Poe!
Hell yeah! Why am I popping off, to be honest?
Ego's bigger than your head.
I am the evil ruler. I will take over the universe. I am too strong. I will never die.
Just fucking...
Whatever. I hate this game's rigged. Alright, 3, 2, 1. 1.
It's still not loading.
1. Come on! We actually topped that one off. That was a really good unscript freestyle.
I know. Should make out. Alright, Subway?
Shut up! Alright, it's the grind. Okay, we're officially back on the grind. I'm sorry. I had to make the joke. It's part of my
You're
nature.
You're officially on Grindr. Your Grindr account has been made. I didn't say something else, but it's fine. Who cares? I was gonna say I forgot to say about you could detach a lot of the pieces of the map and just
No, I said that. There's a lot of things to do. Bro, dude, I like how every map, most of the maps
I like
have other map. Shut up. That's so cringe. Trucks only. Trucks only. Now, this is another one of them challenging maps. This is a map about 2 trucks and trucks only. Now, this is another one of those challenging maps. This is a story about 2 trucks and their adventure together.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Alright, the trucks only. Trucks only. Now, this is another one of those challenging maps. This is a story about 2 trucks. It is, these 2 trucks have a long life ahead of them. These trucks, I think, is...
Yeah, you're gonna scrap that.
Whatever.
What
What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Don't worry, it's me we're talking about here, don't worry.
Yeah, it's the guy that deleted multiple really good videos.
No, that was my half-brother, Marquette. Or Markery. It was
just said
Markery.
Marker, but you still fucked up a bad name.
Yeah, it was Marker. It was my half-brother Marker.
It was my evil rival.
I really had fun with the avatars this tier list video. If you want me to keep this going, comment down below.